Slater's had a good year protecting the quarterback.
Toss to Eckler, tries to cut back, and he's ripped to the ground by Quincy Williams.
First and goal for the Bengals. Nixon on the toss. Strung out and stopped. Buffalo all over that. Loss of a couple. Tyrell Dodson, beg your pardon. To the top of the second round in 2020. End of his rookie deal coming at the end of this year. Mixon's got nowhere to go. Hoyer was there for the Bills. That's a big loss. Second and 10. Halfway through the third. Burrow scans Mixon. Open field. Taron Johnson. The Bills nickel. Two good nickels in this game. Hilton for Cincinnati. Johnson for Buffalo. Chase in motion. Burrow gets it to him. And a good play to stop him before he can get ahead of steam and move up. 17 yards gained on the flag. And from the 44, it is Cook to the left. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage.
They will run it. Oh, that ball is loose. It's on the ground. Oh, my goodness. Who's going to get it?
Third down and 1. Jacobs breaks out of traffic, but he loses yardage. And Jacobs goes back under the 100-yard mark.
In that game, they put in Aiden O'Connell to just do some 2-minute stuff and hold Hoyer.
Oh, nice play by Ashawn Robinson. Penetration into the backfield to drop White for a loss back to the 31.
Cowboys get it back with Prescott at the controls underneath. Oh, Pollard gets railroaded. Byard was there, so was Zach Cunningham. And he's going to lose 3 on the play.
From an offensive standpoint, it comes with a track record of having success. Been in programs that have had successful offenses.
Second down 9. It's Taylor trying to cut. And the move produces hardly anything at all.
What a fantastic call. It's first down and 10 from the 25. And the toss play to Zamir White. And White tripped up by Micah McFadden, who's quietly had a very nice game today. Now starting in the National Football League, and he hands it to Josh Jacobs, and Jihad Ward says, thank you very much, I'll take a TFL.
Even though he's not getting the football.
Yeah, no targets yet. First down and 10 at the 33. Jacobs again, and enough of that, said Micah McFadden, into the backfield to drop him for a loss. Yeah, this isn't Rocky saying to Apollo, I'm standing here. Barkley ripped down as he tries to get to the outside by John Jenkins.
But that'll be tested now that they're down a couple of guys in the secondary.
Second down 4. Taylor grabbed from behind by Burns.
Burns is so good.
Wow, is he quick.
Man.
Second down and goal. 2 big penalties against Carolina have kept this drive alive. Taylor tried to submarine his way and may have lost about a yard. Back to about the 1.
Second down. Give it to Swift, nowhere to go. As Damone Clark was right there on the stop for this Cowboys defense.
Guys, thank you very much. Well, it was a big day for C.J. Stroud. Second down 5. Quickly brought down. Hubbard.
The undrafted free agent out of Maryland in the ballgame, number 18. Bottom of your screen.
Handoff. Bouncing away. Edmonds goes down. Big loss on the play.
For the Browns in the division. Tune hands to Ingram. And they lose yardage again. Is it Darius Smith?
This division is something. I think the Browns are good enough. They could win any game. Baltimore looks good. Cincinnati getting better. Just for a couple hours, Spiro.
You weren't that good, but you were still pretty good as
I don't want to know what that feels.
Algier tackled right away.
Stroud, underneath pass, sniffed out. Andrew Beck took the shot from Cansey, and Beck is slow to get up.
To be able to play this game well, to be in and out of the lineup, it doesn't work like that. So I think just more time together in the offense, and I do think that he's going to be fine.
Dell sets up as the QB. They go Wildcat, Singletary. It fools nobody.
down right away is Akers. Again, A.J. Terrell aggressively up to make the play. Dobbs throws, caught. Oliver, backup tight end.
First and goal. Stroud on a give. Singletary blown up by Vea. Fake it. Mayfield underneath. And another big hit. Edmonds absorbs that one from Thomas. Loss of 1.
That's about the last guy they could afford to lose after Watson with this offense. Back to the ground game with Hunt, as they will lose yardage. Hunt asking for a face mask, but no flag, as they have the football at the 50-yard line for the first time since their first possession. But Ingram thrust into a starting role at one of their tackle positions. 3rd and 3. Here's Ford. Broke the initial tackle, but then he's buried. Zaven Collins, who had to leave the game earlier, they checked him for a head injury.
So both sides play that game. Throw it to the left right away.
Gonna hand it off, and look at Queens, a smother Walker. All in the Illinois High School Football Hall of Fame. Here's 2nd and 5. Ball's on the ground. Lamar able to pull it back in.
To your point earlier about the fumbles, right?
They'll go right back to Freeman, and he gets knocked down by Isaiah McDuffie. Back-to-back plays made by the third-year man out of Boston College.
2nd and 10. Mayfield on a give. White, he had a deep start there where he started trying a juke move, and none of it worked.
It's like that guy's going to have to take Lamar.
Lamar, pass caught. Mitchell for the losses. Adams, just a second-year center out of Iowa. Here's the first down carry. And this time the Seahawks defense breaks through. Jordan Brooks.
Right back to Foreman, who slipped. And he loses a yard on the play.
They've had to contend with all along the offensive line, especially those 2 tackle positions. As James Hudson once again is summoned now back at left tackle. Watson's pass deflected, and it's fielded by Pierre Strong, but they're going to lose yardage.
Ball's fumbled, and Giles is on it. Cam Akers. And brought down right away.
Toss play for Freeman. Good pursuit by the Packer defense. It was Enagbari first and Isaiah McDuffie to finish it off.
Back in at left tackle after they were examining his leg late in that second quarter. Run play called here. Ford, and he's going backwards. Terrific play by Dante Stills. We touched on earlier Stills.
Nickel package here for the Bucs. Stroud in the pocket, flips it to the outside. Catch made by Singletary, and he's buried. Back at the 39-yard line by Levante David and Devin White. Godwin 1 catch today. All over it. Vaughn gets drilled on the play. He was hit by Harris.
Here's the handoff. And look at that. Clowney and others just waiting for Charbonnet. And a loss of 1.
Atlanta's only run for a dozen. Madison bouncing around. And that accentuates what we just talked about in the run game.
Back to the ground, and Henderson gets popped by Kingsley Enagbari.
That changed the complexion of this game. Washington led by 10 at that point. This is the tight end, Bates. Not much.
You know, putting a smile on those kids' faces, nothing better. As Clayton Tune in this offense back onto the field, they're going to lose yardage. Tony Jones Jr. never had a chance. Grant Delpit, who's been all over the place.
They get that first down after they were pinned back at their 10. Keep it on the ground. Henderson ran into his own man. Carl Brooks helped blow that play up.
Puts them in 3rd down. Tyler Algier. And no way. Not yet. All the way back. to the 10. They'll spot it a lot closer, but it's going to be 4th down and goal. Jordan Hicks and Daniil Hunter.
Right here. Hill keeps it himself and stuffed by T.J. Edwards.
And we're going to control the line of scrimmage, and I believe they have to do that for Joshua Dobbs, who just got here.
That's a loss. Cam Akers, runs into members of Atlanta. D. Alford came up from his safety spot.
To lose their last 2 ball games.
2nd and 12. Stroud flicks it to the outside. Tampa Bay is all over it. Noah Brown has nowhere to go. Devin White hems him in. It's a loss of 2.
He's a guy they called Cap his 2nd year in the league. It's a linebacker captain.
Singletary spun down behind the line of scrimmage. Shaquille Barrett goes over to make the play. It's a loss of 2.
Really playing well for Minnesota.
Rookie collision as Heineke dumps it off. That's Tyler Algier, and he'll lose yard. And boy, Daniil Hunter, he gets sacks, but boy, they said he plays the run well. He played that play.
In what he's going to be able to do.
Cam Akers is the running back, and he gets the football from Dobbs, and he'll be brought down right away. Great defensive play.
You have to handle the quarterback keeping that.
2nd and 4. It's back to Hill, and there is nowhere to go this time as Derek Hall.
We're throwing the shots as Baker Mayfield wanted his team to do in this game.
11th play of the drive. Mayfield trying to do it himself. And he's brought down by Cashman.
A wide receiver more so than any other spot, and they're using him more in the pass game than ever.
A pitch to Kamara, and he is hit hard and brought down. That's a great play by Jack Sanborn.
Madison was going to be brought down inside the 5. Nate Landman got there as soon as he got the football.
Some trickery here. There goes Tyler Scott, and he is leveled.
3rd down and 1. High snap. And Howell will be wrapped up. Lawrence Guy, first Patriot, hit on the stop.
The snap here, and they're going to lose yardage. Shelby Harris blows the play up for Cleveland.
You don't win the most points and the least amount of points given up, and that's why if Seattle can get a stop here, if Seattle can get a stop here, nobody has started off as well.
And setting firm, so he had to go through his body to try and get to the football.
That one covers 15 yards, back to a running play. Singletary, nothing there. No Damian Pierce today. He's out with an ankle injury. Lavonte David, the 12-year veteran, steps in for the tackle. It's a loss of 1.
Little end around here for Ben Skoranek, and he slips down. Alexander was there to touch him down, so from 3rd and inches, it ends up being a loss of 3 to bring up 4th down.
A loss of 4 from their own 48. Heineke drops back, and he'll dump it off to Algier, and gets back near the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
Tune from the gun. Again, quickly delivers. This is Marquise Brown, and he's not even going to get to the line of scrimmage. Grant Delpit.
We'll be watching. Do they send 6? Do they send 7? Here's Tyler Algier, who will lose yardage in the backfield. Byron Murphy Jr.
That was Hardman getting it, and Wilkins had none of it. Ahmed going nowhere. That was Willie Gay who slung him down. Tua fumbles it, and that's the way the game ends. On a wayward snap.
Tennessee all of its timeouts, plus the clock will stop at the 2-minute warning. Meanwhile, stuffed in the backfield and taken down there, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning is Najee Harris. Tackled by Tier Tarp. 5'8", 215. Gonna build like a fire hydrant. Swing it to the outside, having to reach for it that time is Pickens. He had no chance to run after the catch. Fake to the left. Trying to set up a screen, but the Steelers are right there. Spears makes the catch. You got T.J. Watt, and you've got Cam Hayward at the 19-yard line. Runs into a wall. That is some wall, too. It's Jeffrey Simmons. No chance there. Simmons, 5th year, Mississippi State, #1 pick. Harris, nothing. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Levis comes back the other way to Henry. Avoids a tackle.